Spain, a country now known for its delicious paella, relaxing siestas, and the world's most thrilling and sometimes confusing football league, La Liga, covers an impressive 195,365 square miles today. This beautiful country, located in southwestern Europe, is a land of diverse cultures, rich history, and stunning landscapes. But believe it or not, at its peak, the Spanish Empire was so vast and powerful that you'd need a few extra fingers to count all the time zones it spanned. Imagine a realm so extensive that the sun never set on it. It stretched from the sunny coasts of California to the vibrant lands of Argentina, influencing cultures and societies along the way. And even across the vast Pacific Ocean to the Philippines, leaving a lasting legacy that can still be seen today in language, architecture and traditions. So, how did Spain go from being a relatively small player in European politics to becoming the world's first true superpower, with an empire that spanned continents and oceans? Buckle up. This is one epic global takeover. We will delve into the fascinating history of Spain's rise to power, exploring the key events, influential figures, and strategic decisions that propelled this nation to unprecedented heights. From the Reconquista to the Age of Exploration and the establishment of colonies, Spain's journey is a tale of ambition, adventure, and resilience. Join us as we uncover the secrets behind Spain's extraordinary transformation and its enduring impact on the world. In the 15th century, Spain didn't even exist yet. The Iberian Peninsula was like a bunch of teenagers trying to figure out what to do with their lives. You had Christian kingdoms like Castile and Aragon, still trying to kick the Moors out of their backyard after centuries of squabbling. Then, in 1469, Isabella of Castile and Ferdinand of Aragon tied the knot. Not exactly a rom-com wedding, but hey, it got the job done. With their forces combined, they booted the Moors out of Granada in 1491, uniting Spain and setting the stage for world domination, as all good marriages do. Enter Christopher Columbus, a guy with a great sense of direction. Well, kind of. Born in Genoa, Italy in 1451, Columbus grew up with a fascination for the sea and exploration. He believed that the world was round and that he could reach Asia by sailing west, a bold idea at the time. He pitched his idea to the monarchs: find a shortcut to Asia by sailing west. Columbus was persistent, presenting his plans to various European monarchs before finally gaining an audience with Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand of Spain. After a few eye rolls and some convincing, Isabella said, "Fine, Chris, here's some money, just don't embarrass us." The monarchs were intrigued by the potential for wealth and new territories, so they decided to take a chance on Columbus. After 2 months of navigating, mostly on luck and maybe a little hope, Columbus landed. His fleet, consisting of the Nina, the Pinta and the Santa Maria, faced numerous challenges, including storms and dwindling supplies. In the Bahamas, oops, Columbus thought he had reached the East Indies, but he was actually in the Caribbean. He named the island San Salvador and claimed it for Spain. Not exactly Asia, but close enough, right? Columbus made 3 more voyages to the New World, still believing he had found a new route to Asia. Little did anyone know this wrong turn would spark Spain's path to becoming the biggest empire the world had ever seen. The discovery of the Americas opened up vast new lands for exploration and conquest, leading to the establishment of Spanish colonies and the spread of European influence across the globe. Fast forward, and Spain's explorers were all over the New World like kids in a candy store. They established colonies across the Caribbean, Mexico and South America, stumbling across powerful civilizations like the Aztecs and Incas. Spoiler alert, it didn't end well for those guys. Take Hernán Cortés, for example. He was a man of ambition and daring, a figure who would stop at nothing to achieve his goals. In 1519, he marched into Tenochtitlan with a tiny force and a whole lot of audacity. Imagine the scene: a small band of Spanish soldiers, heavily outnumbered, yet undeterred by the odds stacked against them. With a combination of cunning, a bit of luck, and some unfortunate smallpox outbreaks, he brought down the mighty Aztec Empire. The Aztecs, who had never encountered such diseases before, were decimated by the epidemic, which played right into Cortez's hands. He basically turned a "this is never going to work" mission into a textbook case of how to crash a party. His strategic alliances with local tribes who were enemies of the Aztecs also played a crucial role in his success. Not to be outdone, Francisco Pizarro took his own stab at conquest down south in Peru. Pizarro, like Cortez, was driven by the lure of wealth and glory. He walked in, said, "Hey, nice empire you got there." And then, well, you can guess how that went for the Incas. The Incas, despite their advanced civilization and formidable military, were no match for the Spanish tactics and weaponry. Pizarro's capture of the Inca Emperor Atahualpa marked the beginning of the end for the Inca Empire. The Spanish, with their superior technology and ruthless determination, dismantled the once great empire piece by piece, forever altering the course of history in the Americas. But Spain wasn't just after land, they were after treasure. Silver, loads of it. They tapped into massive silver mines in places like Potosi, a mountain in Bolivia that spewed out so much silver that even your grandma's cutlery set might have a bit of it. Now, Spain's empire was so big, they needed to draw some boundaries. In 1494, they signed the Treaty of Tordesillas with Portugal, basically splitting the world like it was a pizza. Portugal got Brazil and some bits of Africa and Asia, while Spain claimed everything else. Talk about a power move. By the mid-16th century, Spain's empire was all over the map, literally. They controlled so much land, they needed a few extra globes just to fit it all. From the Americas to the Philippines, Spain was flexing on the rest of the world like a colonial bodybuilder. But with all that wealth came some serious challenges. Their treasure fleets were bringing back mountains of silver, but it wasn't enough to pay for all the wars Spain was fighting in Europe. You could say Spain's empire was rich in silver, but poor in financial planning. By the 19th century, things were going downhill. Napoleonic wars back home didn't help, and soon Spain's colonies started getting ideas about independence. Guys like Simón Bolívar led revolutions across Latin America, and before you could say "hasta la vista," Spain had lost most of its American empire. The final nail in the coffin, the Spanish-American War in 1898. Spain lost its last major colonies, Cuba, Puerto Rico and the Philippines, after picking a fight with the United States. Turns out, the sun really did set on the Spanish Empire after all. So, from a miscalculated shortcut to Asia, to ruling an empire where the sun literally never set, Spain's rise and fall is one for the history books. These days, Spain may not be a global superpower, but hey, they've still got the best siestas. And remember, always double-check your directions before sailing off to Asia. Enjoyed that dive into Spain's epic rise and fall? Well, we've got more history, mysteries and mind-blowing facts coming your way. So hit that button to the channel and don't forget to, so you never miss out on another episode from Historiators. Oh, and let us know in the comments, if you could visit any empire in history, where would you go and why? We'd love to hear your thoughts.